You're listening to an AppleViz podcast.
Hello and welcome. My name is Thomas Domville, also known as Anonymous. In this podcast, I'm going to be talking about using long press on iOS. So let's explain what this long press is. Long press is a feature that comes with iOS that allows you to see some additional quick action. So in other words, it makes things a little more efficient in different places where it supports long press. And it's very similar to if you're on the Mac or Windows, and you probably are familiar doing a right click on the mouse that brings up an additional quick action that you are able to do or perform on that particular area. Now, a lot of users out there that's been on iOS for a long time will probably say, hey, I already know about this long press, but I think long press is a underrated and underutilized feature that I think people need to use more often. I find it in a lot of different places more efficient than if I were to do it the standard way. And I'm going to be demonstrating that in several different places. First round, I'm going to show you how you can see these things that you could utilize on the home screen. So various apps, you can do it from there. And then, of course, long press can be done within a app itself to do certain tasks as well. So it's everywhere. It's baked everywhere that you can find. And I get it. Some places do not support long press, but you'll be surprised in the places that do. It's kind of like, wow, I never knew that was there. And it's really one of those things you just need to do trial and error kind of thing. Just see, hey, I'm just curious if the long press exists here. So what is the gesture for long press? And the reason I'm doing this podcast, we'll do the latter part first. I'm doing this because I think it's so underutilized and a lot of people don't use it, including myself. It was just come to recent. I just did it by accident in a certain app that I had no idea was there. I don't know what I was thinking. I just did it and I said, oh my gosh, that is so cool. And once I discovered that, I was like, I'm going to do a podcast on this because there are a lot of beginners that probably don't know about long press, or if they have heard of it, they just don't know where to find it and things like that. And for those advanced users like myself, well, you just forget. And it's one of those things you just got to keep doing it until it just becomes second nature to you. All right. So let's talk about the gesture first. There is two ways of doing this, and I'm going to be demonstrating both ways of doing a long press. It is also known as tap and hold by Apple, but I'm just going to simply refer as long press. So this gesture is a double tap and hold, and unfortunately there are two functions that will occur in that same gesture. And I will explain the difference between the two and how to get one and what the other one does. The other item you can do is do a one finger triple tap, and that will be an alternative solution for you to try. So whatever is easiest for you, I would recommend you using that gesture for yourself. All right, so let's take a look. I am going to cover the first round on home screen where various apps that I use on a daily basis or an occasional that I find to be time savers and so much more efficient in the task I want to do. And one of those is the official mail app that comes with your iOS.
Mail. No unread emails.
So here's the mail app, and I'm going to perform a long press. And as I promise you, I'm going to show you how to do this and the two things that you will have within the long press. So doing a one finger double tap and hold, that process works as in tap once, tap again, but on the second tap, when you put your finger down and tap the screen, you're going to stay there. So that's what we call a double tap and hold. And while you're holding it down, it depends how long you hold it down. Now, if you hold that down for 3 or 4 seconds, you will hear that you go in this, what we call the edit mode. And that's the first feature that the double tap and hold does. The edit mode allows you to delete apps, move them around, etc. What we're looking for is a double tap, hold quickly, and then let go once you hear the two different tones that's being emitted when we implement the double tap hold sound. So typically it's about 1 or 2 seconds that you're holding it down and then you let go. So to do this, go ahead and do one finger double tap and hold for about a second or two until you hear the two different sounds. And after you hear the two sounds, you let go. And that way we don't go into the edit mode. The other option, as I mentioned too, is a triple tap. So you take one finger, tap, 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 and that will perform the same action without you having to hold. So either way will work here. I'm going to do a double tap and hold, and you will hear the two sound that I was talking about. Once I hear that, I will let go, and then we should be presented with some quick action that you can take on this particular app, which is the mail. So let's see what we got here.
New message. Button.
Then once you hear the two-tone, like I said, you let up, and voila, now you're represented with these quick action. And one of this option is a new message. This is much easier for me than having to double tap and open up mail and then go to the bottom right and do a compose. I just do a long press. There's a new message, double tap, and voila, I'm making a new message. And typically there's more than one options you can pick from. And then there's the standard double tap hold that will occur everywhere and anywhere that may or may not have actions. And I'll show that to you as well. So let's go to the right here. So we've got new message.
Search. Button.
Allows you to search for particular emails quickly.
VIP. No unread messages.
If you're using
Button.
VIP, that means very important people. If there's a folder called VIP, so if you're having very important people, you can go directly to that folder quickly.
All inboxes. No unread messages.
And there's the
Button.
all inboxes. That's typically what I use, and that gets you there quickly. And now as you go to the right,
Edit home screen. Button.
this option will appear every time you do a long press. There is an advantage of doing this than doing a double tap hold and get into the edit mode. You can enter the edit mode by tapping that, but the big one I want to show you as a bonus
Remove app. Button.
is the remove app. This, folks, I'm telling you, is so much easier. You're going to say to yourself, oh my gosh, this is way easier. Typically, we have to double tap, hold, go to edit mode, and then we have to go to the app itself and then swipe up a couple times until you find the delete. Double tap that, and you go through the process of removing. Well, I can just do a long press and go to this remove. Bam, it's removed. It is so much simpler. I like this option a lot. So that's kind of a bonus there. Go to the right.
Dismiss contacts menu.
And then you get
Button.
the option to dismiss. So we'll double tap out of this.
Mail. No unread emails.
And then it takes you back
Double
out to
tap
mail.
to open.
Let's show you another example that I like to use quite a bit, and that is my message. How many of you use text? There's a lot of you are texting and using messages quite a bit.
Messages. Double tap to open.
And guess what? You can do the same option here. Double tap and hold.
New message. Button.
And I can go to new message. Now check this out. If you go to the right,
Angela Knight Domville. Button.
yes, you can go straight to a person that you typically email, or I say text message quickly or often. It'll show the two people that you text often. That is really nice. So if I want to just go quickly, go to this person and send a message, you just double tap that and I'll take you right to the message box where you can start editing your message. Very cool.
Edit home screen. Button.
Then obviously you got your edit,
Remove app. Button.
remove,
Dismiss contacts menu.
and dismiss.
Button. Messages. Double tap to open.
Let's see what else I do on a daily basis, and I'm going to show you something else that can occur and what will happen. First of all, let's go to the App Store, and I have the App Store in my dock. Now, for you, you probably have it on your home screen in the upper half, which is fine. It doesn't matter, but I'm going to show you what happens when you're towards the bottom of the home screen. Say I'm in the 5th or 6th row, or I am in a folder, or I'm in a dock. It does something a little different, but nonetheless, we're going to go to the App Store here.
Dock. App Store. Double tap to open.
So it says in the dock. Now for you, it may not say dock. Now, when you do a one finger double tap and hold on this, check this out.
Remove app. Button.
It goes straight to the remove app. It seems to me things are reversed. So in other words, if you recall, all the actions were at the top. As I go to the right, then we had the edit, and then go to the right, it goes to remove, and then lastly we have dismiss. It just seems like it's been inverted, so I'm going from the bottom towards going back up to the top. And so the remove, if you recall, was towards the bottom, right? And I go to the right.
Edit home screen.
Well,
button.
there's that edit.
Purchased. Button.
Aha. Now we're getting into this quick action. The reason I like to come here first or all the time, I am one of those people that like to check the update section of the App Store. If you're not familiar with that area, it's something I check every day to see if something new has been downloaded or needs to be updated. A lot of people like to just to check that and see if there's something is available to update. A lot of people have this update automatically turned off because in the past we have had apps break things, so we want to stay on a stable version we know works, and till we hear the green light from other people to say, hey, it's okay to update such and such. And this is a great way of doing that. So I am one of those people that check my updates all the time. But one of those actions is to check your purchases, right? And if you know, it is kind of tedious to get there. So if you double tap App Store, you have to tap on the bottom left to get to that tab, go to the top left where it says today, and then go to the right to say my account, double tap that. And that area takes you to what you have a purchase button, double tap that, and it goes to purchases. Wow, that's a lot of steps, right? Well, I just did a long press and swipe a couple times to the right, and you get the option to go straight to purchase.
Updates. Button.
There's my update, so I'll just double tap that and it'll take me to the update screen.
Redeem. Button.
Yes, if you have any beta, not beta, but more of an app that you want to redeem, say you got a promo code for, and that allows you to redeem it right here.
Search. Button.
And then I can search for apps right here from here. Wow.
Dismiss context menu.
And then
button.
this last one is dismiss, so I'll double tap out of that.
Dock. App Store. Double tap to open.
I'll do one more baked in Apple app before I get into some of the third parties. And typically, some, not all, of Apple products supports Lawn Press. And so sometimes you're going to find that Lawn Press doesn't really do anything and you just get the edit and remove the app and that's it. And that's going to happen from time to time, but that's kind of the adventure of it, is that hey, I'm just curious if there's any quick actions for this Lawn Press on this particular app. Give it a whirl. You'll be surprised what does and what does not. And when you do, wow, it can be pretty life-saving, just like I've just showed you how it could be so much quicker and easier to do. Those are one of those things I do a lot. I'm going to show you out, and that is on the maps.
Maps. Double tap to open.
All right. Raise your hand if you have been one of those people that you need to share your location with somebody. So you can be picked up or just let them know where you are or something, right? You can relate to that. Well, I've been in this position a lot. And believe me, if you're like me, it's kind of tedious and you got to kind of just remember, where was that share my location? Well, guess what? Right out of maps, do Lawn Press here.
Mark my location. Button.
You got mark location. Hey, that's pretty cool because I am in a parking lot. I want to mark my location. But the big one I'm telling you, and then we were just discussing, go to the right.
Send my location.
Bam,
Button.
is share my location. That is so much easier, folks. Double tap that, and then we're able to share that location with your friends, family, partners, and whatever not. It's just so much simpler, and it's just a hidden gem, right? And the other options you can do,
search nearby. Button. Edit home screen. Button.
You can search it nearby, and then we get into the edit.
Remove app. Button. Dismiss context menu.
And dismiss.
Button.
So we'll get out of here.
Maps. Double
Now
tap
let's
to
talk
open.
about third-party apps. Not all, once again, but there are third-party apps that does support Lawn Press. Let me show you 3 examples of third-party that I use that makes life easier for me, and I love it. And the first one is Pocket Cast. That is a podcast aggregator that I use, and I'm going to show you how this works.
Pocket Casts. Double tap to open.
I'm going to go ahead and do a Lawn Press on this.
All unplayed. 5 items. Button.
Whoa. So I can go directly to the unplayed, those 5 items, that 5 podcasts I haven't listened to. It'll just take me directly to there. Is that not cool or what?
Find new podcasts.
That
Button.
makes things simpler. If I want to automatically just look for a particular podcast, I'm long press, swipe to the right, double tap. It is much more efficient, and I don't have to do all the tap, 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 tap just to do the same option or the same action.
Edit home screen. Button.
In that case, it only has a couple, and then we're back to the edit.
Share app. Button.
Now, this option gives you a new one. You can share this app. So if you want to share this with a friend, I can say, hey, you got to check this app out. That's kind of a hidden bonus in there as well that we haven't seen anywhere else.
Remove app. Button. Dismiss context menu.
And we'll dismiss
Button.
out of here.
Pocket casts. Double tap to open.
The other one is to notice, just say I have called the official Mastodon client.
Mastodon. Double tap to open.
And for those that are familiar with Mastodon, it's very similar to Twitter, where you can post a tweet and things like that. Well, with the official Mastodon, you can do that straight from here. So I just double tap and hold for long press.
New post. Button.
And I can just post right from here. I don't have to open up, find the compose button and double tap that. It'll take me directly to the compose areas where I can post a message or toot.
Search. Button.
I can do a search straight from here.
Edit home screen. Button.
And then we're back to the usual standard actions that you will find pretty much everywhere.
Share app. Button.
And once again, I can be able to share.
Remove app. Button. Dismiss context menu.
And dismiss.
Button. Mastodon. Double
Let me
tap
show
to
you
open.
one more here. And the reason I'm doing this one is for a purpose. And that is the Microsoft Seeing AI.
Seeing AI. Double tap to open.
This app allows me to do a lot of different things. Scan for barcodes, tell me what the product is, to what color, the lights, there's all sorts of things. Define the currency that I'm holding. The cool thing about Seeing AI and what makes this one different than any other ones is that it's customizable what you can have in your actions. Is that not cool or what? So I'm going to show you what I have set up on my, and I'll explain what this customization is about. So let's do a long press on Seeing AI.
Currency. Button.
Boom. If I want to just go straight to currency reading, I just double tap that and my phone is now ready to read currency.
Document. Button.
That allows me to scan my document, do an OCR on a document.
Product. Button.
That's that barcode I was telling you about. So I can just bring this up. So I can do a long press, swipe to the right a couple times, go to product, double tap, boom. It's ready to scan a barcode that'll help me to identify the product that I'm holding.
Light. Button.
And I can check to see if a particular light is on. This is helpful for me at night just to make sure it's like, did I turn that on or off? I can't tell. And this will tell me that it's on and off.
Edit home screen.
And
Button.
then we're back to the edit home screen.
Share app. Button. Remove app. Dismiss context menu.
All
Button.
right. Why did I bring this up? There's a big reason. Seeing AI is one of those rare ones. If you bring up Seeing AI and go within settings, there is a setting in there where you can change and modify what these actions that you want to see. So in my case, I order those on purpose. Currency, the document, and the product, and the light. That is to my setting and my standard way I like it. So this is one of those few ones you can define what you want.
Seeing AI. Double tap to open.
Now let's dive into the second round, and that is going into the apps themselves. You will find long press is in those apps as well. Sometimes they will tell you that it's there, and other times they don't tell you, and it's one of those things you just come across by accident or that you tried yourself. One of those areas is the mail. I'm going to show you something within mail that I thought was pretty slick and why you would want to use a long press on certain items.
Mail. No unread emails.
I'm going to go ahead and go in here.
Mail. All inboxes. Heading. The Disney Food Blog. Warning sign. Big Disney News This Week. Warning sign. 11:30 a.m. Hi Thomas. A little reminder today to unclench. Take a deep breath. Relax.
All right, so this is my Disney food blog. I get an email from them on a daily basis to let me know what's going on with Disney. But nonetheless, these are all your emails, right? And we all know that if we double tap that, it will open up the email itself. You can read it and you can do all sorts of different action. And we also probably know that you can swipe up and down to do various action as well. For example, let's just show you what some of the options are.
Archive. Mark as unread. Flag. More. Read later. Drag item. Delete. Activate. Default.
So that's pretty typical, right? Well, as you know, I can just sit here and just tap on a particular email and I can listen to the majority of it and without having to open up and really reading it. So that kind of saves time, kind of a preview that you can see and read, right? Well, what if I want to do something quickly? I say, oh, okay, I want to reply to that real quick without having to double tap and go in and hit the reply. Well, guess what? Let's do a long press.
Reply. Button.
Boom. Wow. I can just reply straight from here. It is that simple. I don't have to double tap the email anymore. Go to the bottom, find the reply. And guess what? There's more features in here.
Reply all. Button. Forward. Button.
Wow. That alone is worth it because you know how to get to the forward area. It's not as quick as you would like. You have to go to the more button. So I have to open up the email, go to the bottom, find the more, double tap, and then find the reply to all or to forward. It saves you time. You just go boom, boom. It's that quick.
Mark. Button. Notify me. Button.
Yes, you can notify me so you want to be reminded about this email later.
Mute. Button. Move message. Button. Archive message. Button. Block sender. Button.
Don't like this person, you just junk, block it.
Dismiss context menu. Button.
Now tell me if that's not awesome. It's so much simpler to do this from this screen. So that is one of those hidden gems I want to show you. Now I'm going to talk about some other baked in app. And when I say baked in, these are default Apple products that you are able to do long press to find more hidden gems. Let's do messages. I like this one quite a bit. So let's get out of this area.
Mail.
Now I'm going to go to messages.
Messages.
Now check
Double
this
tap
out.
to open.
Let's double tap this to open up.
Messages.
And if you are in the main screen where you have all the different conversation going on. So an example.
Search. Search field. Dictate. But conversations. The whole darn family. Angela laughed at an image. 10:28 a.m.
All right.
Swipe up or down to select a custom
This
action.
is a conversation that I have the whole darn family. It means everybody in my family, my 2 kids and their significant others and etc. So it's a lot of family members into one here. And so we have a list that we always talk to each other. But anyway, to the point, you can double tap that and you can see. Now, if it's a busy message, you know what I mean. There are so many, you got to swipe to the right. You have to find the message. And it can be tedious, right, guys? It's not as simple as you think sometimes, especially if it's very busy like this one. Well, guess what? Let's do a long press. I'm going to show you something cool in here.
Pin. Button.
Not only can I pin this, that allows you to pin it to the top so that conversation will always be stuck at the top.
Mark as unread. Button.
I can do all those things, right? Your typical things that, okay.
Hide alerts. Button. Delete. Button. Dismiss context menu.
Right?
Button.
But the thing it didn't do is check this out. At the very top, well, it's got this something called preview, and it's hidden away, and I think it's a hidden gem myself. It allows me to see the last couple of notifications that's come in, and I'll show you as a bonus.
Preview. Angela Knight Domville. Dumb work. 10:06 a.m. Your iMessage. Yes, that sounds great. Come on over, Zach. Love to see you. 10:19 a.m. Zach Domville. Zach Domville. Yeah, my lungs aren't what they used to be. I'll be there within 30. 10:19 a.m. Your iMessage. Sounds good. See you soon. 10:21 a.m.
Is that not cool? So I can just swipe so much easier. You know what I mean? And guess what? If you want to reply directly to that person immediately and to the whole list, you just double tap that and it'll take you directly to the message. Check this out. So let's just say
Nicole Pisterzi. Nicole Pisterzi includes picture, 2 reactions.
So let's just say I want to go to that one and reply. Guess what? Double tap.
Message. Text field.
Boom. It takes you right to the message area where you can reply to that particular thread. Oh my gosh. Long press. Long live long press. All right. So enough of that. let's go talk about a couple of third-party apps that I want to demonstrate to you.
Messages.
We'll get out of here, and I'm going to go to something called VLC.
VLC.
A lot of you are probably not familiar with this one, but that's not the point. I just want to show you an example of what can happen here. I'm going to go ahead and double tap here and go into it.
VLC. Albums.
And I'm going to go to a particular track here. This allows me to listen to various external MP3s and stuff.
Walt Disney World Railroad 2023 of Unknown Artist New.
All right, so here is one of my Walt Disney World that I recorded at the railroad. Now, one other thing about VLC, it doesn't really take advantage of the rotors action. And that, when I swipe up and down,
Cap W.
it just does letter by letter, so it doesn't do anything. However, you would never know this, but if I do a long press, well, voila, you got some new options here. So let's try that.
Play button.
Then I could just hit double tap and play from here. Typically, I would just have to double tap that, and it'll take me to the player area, and then I can hit play. Well, I can just hit play from here.
Play next in queue. Button. Append to queue. Button. Add to playlist. Rename. Button. Delete. Button.
And voila, there's some pretty important actions here that makes things so much simpler than having to go through the non-traditional ways where you got apps that doesn't support the voiceover actions as much as you like. So you'll be surprised. So this comes in handy in third-party apps as well. So let's get out of here and let's go to a Lyre app. That is an RSS aggregator that I do use. And there is something pretty cool in there as well that I found. And once again, it's just another example why you want to try to see if LongPress is available, because you might get something different.
VLC.
Let's find my Lyre.
Lyre. 96 new items.
Let's open that up.
Lyre.
Now, typically, this is where I'll find all the articles, right? And so let's find an article here.
First look at 2023 Run Disney Princess Half Marathon Weekend merchandise. Today at 10:36 a.m. WDW News today.
So it does support action, but I want to show you what I typically have to do if I get lots of things. I just want to read just a few and then come back to it later. I typically will mark what is from this point and up as read, and that way when I come back, it will only show me the ones that are unread. And so you can typically do an action, but what I normally have to do is swipe down.
Mark as read. Show options.
Double tap that to show option, and then mark all items above that has been read. So if I double tap that.
Options. Mark as read. Mark all as read. Mark all above as read. Button.
And it took a while, right? Well, the same thing just like in my mail app. Let's get out of here.
Performed action. Lyre. First look at 2023 Run Disney Princess Half Marathon Weekend merch.
Now, what happened if I do a long press? And I just I didn't even think about it. So, well, let's try.
Open. Button.
Well, now we'll get the different options.
Mark as read. Star. Mark all above as read.
Boom.
Button.
Is that not much quicker or what? And so I was like, wow, this is so fantastic. And I want to show you guys. Experiment, see if it's available. And then one last example I want to show you, and just like the previous one, where we have Seen AI being an app where you can customize the action. Well, you got a similar experience, but it's within the app itself. I'll explain.
Lyre, 96 new items.
I am using a Mastodon client called Mona. At this time, it's in beta, but by the time, hopefully you hear this podcast at some point in the future, it will be out for you to purchase and get. I think it's hands down the best Mastodon client, but it's going to be a little costly, but that is for another day, another topic. Let's go to Mona here.
Mona beta. Double tap to open.
I'm going to go ahead and double tap that.
Mona beta. Home. Noel Romy. Guess the dog ate something that didn't agree with him. Had to do a treasure hunt on the carpet with Ira. I hate rugs and carpet. 66
That was a pretty funny response. So this is one of those options on Mastodon. And yes, you do have the swipe up and down.
View links. Reply. Reblog. Favorite. Add bookmark. Translate. More. Activate. Default.
Right. Guess what? Yep. Just like anything else, do a long press. Check this out.
Add bookmark. Button.
Now I can do all various items along with this, but there's a bonus I want to show you, so I can quickly add this to a bookmark.
Translate. Select text. Open in browser. Copy text. Copy link. Share. button, mute, button, collapse.
So there's a lot of things you can
Double
do
tap
quickly.
text, view red logs, button, view favorites, report for spam, button, view author, button,
Right? Now, check this out.
open a new window, button, customize actions, button,
Aha. Just like Scene AI, but this is a little more of a twist. You can customize the action, what you present to you on a long press within the Mona app. This is one of the very few rare apps that I've seen that allows you to do that. So you can tell what the Mona app, that what you want to see when you do a long press on this particular feature. Is that not wild or what? So the whole point of this podcast, folks, is just kind of gonna let you know, hey, long press is there. You need to check it out, utilize it. Again, I think it's underused and underrated by a lot of people about long press. And if you're like me, I don't really think about it. And it's one of the things you got to use over and over and over so you can just get it into your brain until it becomes second nature and you just do it. And go ahead and explore, try to do different areas, try it. It doesn't hurt. It's not going to do anything wrong. If it doesn't do anything, no big deal, no loss, right? And you'll be surprised where you may find where there is action you would never thought was there before. Who knows? It can make things so much simpler for you. And so this is just a great way for those old timers out there that knew about long press, haven't done it before, well, hopefully it'll revive it for you. And for those beginners that never knew what long press is or what you could do with it, well, I hope this was very useful for you. All right, well, that's going to do for using long press on iOS. My name is Thomas Domville, also Anonymous. Until next time, bye-bye.
This AppleVis podcast has been brought to you by the community of applevis.com for the latest in resources and tips and tricks to get you the best experience from your Apple device. Visit www.applevis.com.